Hello, hello. I'm here. Another day of development in wonderful world of Godot. As usual, I am your host, developer Ezra. No, this is not a show. Just live stream here. Getting started. Let's see. Gotta make some announcements as I do. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, excuse me. A lot earlier than usual, I think. But I didn't specify what time I'll be live today, so here we are. Ooh, live early? Hey, Devi. Thanks for the bless you. Hi, Void. How come you guys get the notification? Even my mom is like, I don't know why the live notification doesn't come through sometimes. It's like, I don't know. I don't know when it decides that it's a notification time or not. I wonder if there's a specific setting for that. Hi, Howling Fantods. I remember. Devi says, it just pops up and bam, I'm here. Beautiful. Well, Devi got the first today. We definitely need a second and third, huh? We definitely need a second and third. I'll probably implement that eventually. Voice says, normally Twitch is first, I see. Okay. Sorry, I'm still clearing out a little bit. I'm just trying to catch up on what I have so far. Howling Fan says, how are we today? We're doing well. We're trying to kind of finish this gameplay out. We got the overall region mode, which goes into this like sub travel mode. And then this menu pops up. I have to wonder. So I said gathering resources from each of the node is a game in itself. Now the question is, when let's say I go in here, right? I go like this. Is it a choice to do a travel mode where you do the little game thing? Or you don't have to if you don't want to? I think I want to make it a choice. Yeah. So today we're going to make the little game mode, the mini game mode. So that will be, I suppose, what would I call that? So many folders in this game already. Devi says YouTube comes up first for me this last time, but Twitch usually is first. I see. Voice says, yeah. Hi, Howling Fantods. We're doing well. We're doing okay. Well, might be relative. We're living. That's that's the most I can say about this, I think. We're living it. Howling says, oh my god, cyclic graph. Is it all one component or can there be multiple? Can you elaborate on what you mean by cyclic graph? Graph with cycles? And yes, it is. And it's asking, is it all one component? There can be multiple regions, sections that are connected by certain points. I mean, if you look at the original game, so this was I'm saying this so many times already. Hey, thanks for the sub, Law. Oh my gosh, One Piece Law. This is the game. So this was a game jam submission. And if you look at it, go look at it. There are like multiple like little bundles of sections that are connected by this like overall like sailing path, a locked path. So yeah, it can be separated into multiple parts, I think. Coolly, hi. Howling says, I've been going too many graph problems. Yeah, graph problems can be fun. This one in particular is generated by the standard means. I use binary space partitioning for non-overlapping spaces that are evenly distributed with good margin. Randomly select and generate point of interest in those places. Use Delaunay's triangulation in order to have neighboring connections. And then remove all the edges by doing minimum, creating a minimum spanning map. So every nodes are connected minimally with number of edges, n plus 1, whatever. And then I added some of the unused edges back in order to make some cycles. Very cool exercise. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I might have to do this off mic here real quick. Little sniffles. It's okay. I am I'm finally actually healing from whatever sickness I've been suffering from, and my sinuses have been like clearing these nasty stuff, mucus, I guess. But yeah. Ad will be starting here in 5 seconds on Twitch. I guess I'll trigger that on YouTube as well. So don't go anywhere. Anyways, for those of us who's not stuck, we're gonna do what we can do. Holling says, very nice. That's actually sick. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Actually, Just Game says, yo, how's it going? We're doing well. We are doing grand. Just in case you're stuck in ads. Let's see. People are just saying hi here. Okay, cool. All right, let's make a little mode. So this one would be, I guess, explore mode. Explore mode, which will be a little mini game that is exploration. I do want to use a lot of the, generation logics and stuff that I've been using before, but maybe I won't be able to use it. We'll see. Explore mode, which will be the explore scene. So idea is here in the journey mode, when the search gets clicked on, explore mode gets loaded with the appropriate data. And so that means we need to figure out what are some of the models that defines what this thing looks like. And I think it has to do with, because different nodes, different type of nodes, I want to be able to configure different type of nodes having different variables. There will be some passive effects. There will be some chasing. I think there will be some enemies that can chase you. Ooh, yeah. So we're going to do that. We're going to do all that. Part of me, it's a bit of a tricky situation because I do think, I don't think I need to. Do I need to? Yeah, I think so. Here, because this is a new part of the game design that I haven't defined yet in my original idea brainstorm, in terms of like type of enemies or type of like challenges there will be is not clearly defined right now. But what I'm going to do right now is basically define the reward distribution. Yeah, reward distribution. I mean, there needs to be a uniqueness per node type, like the unifying theme across different nodes if it is of a node type. Whether it be type of enemy movements or not. Yeah, it's a little tricky. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. And then would it be a turn base? I think it should be real time, like the enemies are like searching in real time, so you actually have to like move and you're locked in by the speed of your character and stuff like that. So we'll see. Actually, Just Game says, I'm here. Yes, you are here, indeed. Ugh, it's gonna be a bit of a problem here. Okay. So I'm not really sure. I guess there needs to be a explore configuration, which I guess it's not quite model. It's a configuration for generation information. So we definitely need, maybe it's not passed in as an export. It's just explore gen config, generation config. I don't know if I should call it a config, but we'll start from there. And it's going to have a bunch of information. Part of me, well, I think it probably should be resource so that I can configure it per node. And then we'll slowly define what this means. Void is on commute and lurk in here. Thanks for the lurk. And basically, things get loaded. A start will be called, which starts the mode. I'm sure we're going to have, I don't know. We're going to have a lot of, hey, Miles. Miles says, good afternoon. Good afternoon indeed. Hello. Welcome. We're slowly getting through it. Nothing super eventful. We're just trying to make our game here. Let me at least define something here. Today, I want to make it so that there are distribution of provisions, health, and then enemy that chases the player. Yeah. And then player movement. What's the condition of the end? The end condition is a timed to run out. No, exit. There's an exit, so you got to get to the exit. So it's not just explore as much as you can for a certain time. You can explore everything. Well, I mean, if you're good at it, can you collect everything? No. I mean, I think there's a little bit of a confusion there. So here, this is good. I think I can also use the same logic, same generation logic as the generator here. I have a graph generator somewhere in here. If I can remember. Might have to call it POI still. It's like reusing some of the pieces. So we got level generator here. Okay. Level generator. All right, we're gonna, yeah. It's gonna be normal node, and then it's gonna be graph generator. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste the script here. We got the generation logic. And this generation logic, when you generate, it does it per region. We don't need all those things. We just need the part about generating POI and distributing. So I think I'm going to make a explore mode node specifically. Point of interest, let's call this explore node. And then I think I'm going to use the same mechanic as my journey mode movement nodes. I'm just going to create a new type of nodes there. Hey, and then that means we're going to, let's see. sometimes I get lost. Ah, here it is. So we have a map node here. And I'm going to, I almost feel like it could just reuse the journey mode, but you know, whatever. We'll create a new one, instantiate a new version, new inherited scene. And then we'll save this under explore mode. And we're going to create I guess only two different ones. Provision, pickup, provision node. And then rename. I want to rename this provision node. And then I want to make, yeah, I think only problem here is that it's okay, whatever. Not going to even worry about this. And then we're going to create a health node. This may not work very well because I'm reusing things out of its original purpose, like away from its original purpose. So a little nervous about that, but we'll find out very quickly. Atlas texture. We'll do, let's see. Our heart sprite somewhere in here. Where is it? There's that. Oh, it doesn't even have to be an Atlas for this one. It can be straight up. Okay. Provision node will have the Atlas. Boop, 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 with the provision icon there. 16 by 16. Or is it 16 by 16? Yeah. Like so. Okay. It's pretty cool. And provision node gives 1 provision bonus. Health node will give 1 health. Let's say. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure out the actual gameplay afterwards. And then we're just going to generate this, and I want to move around and pick this up without much headache. We're back to explore mode here. Definitely need the BSP generator. BSP generator is already in there. Oops. Okay, we're going to do BSP generator here. We're going to put Delaunay triangulation in here as well. Boop. Boop. BSP. Then triangulation. Oh, it should be the other triangulation one. POI triangulator. Triangulator. Okay. Cool. And then let's see if I can actually reuse this. We're not generating region. We're going to try to generate map nodes. Takes in the BSP and region information. So I think Can I define? Okay, I can. So, I'm doing this a little janky. I'm cheating the system that I created to not have to make a specific implementation for it. So I feel a little weird about it, but I think we can do this. What we're going to do is I'm going to create a region. Yeah. So we don't even need, we can just define the region for Explorer Generation config. Feels a little like cheating. But this will be more like region resource. And I can define that. And it could also be an export. Like so. Hey, AWM5Z. Hi. On YouTube. Welcome. We're chilling here, just working. We're just kind of co-working, chatting, working on our own things. Put your music on. All that. Okay. So I'm reusing graph generator, which was used for region. I can define a region. So I'm going to define a test region here. By creating a new region, I'm going to say test explore region. I don't need region icon. I mean, I can give one for fun. A POI amount, let's say, I mean, 10 seems pretty decent. Maybe 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 8 is a little too little. Is it? Maybe 12. I'm a little afraid of what this might look like, but it's okay. So for the map nodes, I think. Oh, okay. Hold on. We have to define. Interesting. Okay. This is where it starts to kind of fall apart, I think. But I think we can manage potentially. So we're gonna create a map node. POI generation config. So we'll say POI generation config. And for POI type, we're gonna have to define below POI types are for explore mode. So we'll have provision and health. And we'll make sure provision node and health node is defined with that type. Health node here, provision node here. I wonder if if I add something more, if it's going to break things. Yeah, because it's based on the... Ooh, that's not good. Because it's based on the index. And this is one bad thing about... Because it's order sensitive. If I add something here, if I'm like, ooh, I'm going to add new things. You always have to add... that's kind of ugly. I wonder if there's a way to resolve that. Whatever. I'm just going to have to be careful as I configure these things. Because if I go none here, everything is going to be pushed by 1. Yep. Because it's by the index. And I hate it. Because I can't just add this down here. You know what? I'll figure it out later. All right, so health node here, provision node here. So we'll define the explore node generator. BrainsApp says, you got this. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Somebody has faith in me more so than myself. All right, so we're going to do, oh, what the heck? Hello, POI type? Where's a new one? Did I not save? I have to just kind of reload some of these things. UI generator config. UI type. Already saved this. I guess I just need to reload. Sometimes some of the indexing needs reloading. Hey, Terabyte. Terabyte Game says, sup, Ezra? Yeah, hi. All My Giggles says, hi. Hello, Giggles. Hello, hello. Glad y'all can join us. Chilling. Relaxing. Let's see. Just to know, 9755 also says hello. Terabyte Gaming says, what did I miss? I haven't watched your stream in a while. Is that true? I feel like I saw you just last week or whatever. We're working on our cartographer game. Currently trying to get that to be launchable area. Today we're working on the explore mode. Explore mode being, so if you recognize this game, so we have this game going on. And then of course we have a new game. I changed some of the visuals, polishing up different parts of it. It starts with being like, hey, here's a crystal. You want to get there. Here are different regions. Well, we're starting from home. And then from the home is the old game mechanic, which is you can go to a place in order to gain or take the penalties of that node. And for each node, when you visit it, you have an option to either rest, which is use provision to heal, or search, which was use health to gain provision, like so. And then, you know, whatever. So I'm adding a game mode where basically instead of the interaction being on here, whenever you go into a node, you do another graph exploration opens up, maybe a little tighter, where traveling no longer takes provision, but it's basically you have different like bonuses around the map. You see provision, health, whatever. And so the idea is you're trying to get to those places to collect all the bonuses. The caveat is now there's going to be enemies that are chasing you. And obviously, depending on what area, there's some variations. Different nodes have different quality about the kind of that map. So I think that will make it a little bit more dynamic. So we're getting to a part where once you arrive at a node, you do search, and then that thing pops up. Just to know 97 says, looks good. Hey, thanks. Turbo says, I don't even know about this game. You don't? Okay, well, there's a Game Jam version of this game, I think. Hold on. So this was a Game Jam submission for Godot Wild Jam. And after having done this, I was like, you know what? This seems like it's like fun enough fundamentally that I feel I could make a expanded version of the game. And it'll be a good exercise to practice marketing on a lower stake project. So my goal right now is to turn this game into a game that people want to pay around $5 to $7 for. So this will be my first official launch goal. Since the gameplay is already kind of there, I just need to do a few iteration. So yeah, so we're getting to the explore mode. I'm trying to reuse some of the generation logics in order to get the generation working. For this test one, let's say we're going to do 50% on the weight of the provision versus the health. Oh my goodness. So that it'll choose one or the other. I think I do need to get the map node helper populated here, which will be these two here. I am preloading them. Is this smart? I'm not really sure. Health node, explore, provision node, explore. Brainset says $5 in this economy. $5 because of this economy. What? You can't imagine yourself paying $5 for a 10-hour gameplay that you enjoy? Come on. I feel like that's, I mean, it really depends on, I mean, it really needs to go through a survey, but technically, so here's a trick, right? It's not even a trick. I think it's an optimization problem. Let's say you did a survey and you said at $1, 10 people would buy. And then at $5, 3 people would buy. I mean, obviously you have lower sale, significantly lower sale at $5, but you end up making more money at $5. So it's just this math of like, okay, well, like, I mean, you know, keep going. So I don't know, $5 seems like it's reasonable. Also, if it's like way too cheap, the quality it gets questioned even before people even look at it. It's like, oh, $1 game. Sounds like a bad game is what people think, I think. Terabyte says, that's what I'm doing with the game I made for Gem recently. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so we're on the same boat. But hey, don't worry. Obviously, for you guys who are my viewers, have option to opt in and win some keys out here. Though I would say, I don't know if my first launch would be a pure sale launch. I think it'll be a first. My goal right now is free demo. And the free demo I'm imagining, I do have a experience cap here. Because what I want is the feeling of, oh, this is what the game is about. Oh, I'm about to get really good at this. I'm about to get good at this. I'm going to get into that next beat. But right before hitting that beat, cut it off. So for example, right now you show all these regions. People get to explore the region. They do different things. You know, they get to the end here for the first region. And then it'll be like, hey, I'm a little bit reluctant to cutting it off at the region. I want to cut it off at in the middle of the second region. Because if I cut it off at first region being done, people are getting that satisfaction of like, okay, I get it. I know what this game is about. I mastered it. I feel like I don't need to play this anymore. But I want people to feel like, oh, there's this new thing that I'm not quite mastering. I don't have this like opportunity to master it yet, and I want to know more. So on the second region, there needs to be introduction of more story, new mechanic for that particular region. And then after like 3 or 4 gameplay within that new region, I'll cut it off by saying, all right, well, like, this is just a free demo. You can sign up, whatever. Terabyte says, still waiting for you to host a game jam. I'll do it as a celebration of when I finish this, finishing this goal. I'll do that. I'll make my promise. Okay. Brains Up says the game is about Erza the strawberry. Okay. My name is Ezra, not Urza. So many people get that wrong for some reason. Is it because of Fairy Tail, the manga? Terrify says, okay, yes. We're going to have Game Jam. All right. We got to do cash reward. If I'm going to do a Game Jam, I got to do like actual something useful. So we'll see. Okay. Whoa. Explore mode. We just defined the region, provision and health 50-50. Cool beans on start. I'm going to get the ref generator. I'm going to populate the Act 0 region with explore gen config. Yeah. And it's going to skip everybody else. It's just going to create a Act 01. And then it'll use that. As said, for the helper, map node helper, I just need to populate it, and it'll do it per type. That's cool. Once things get generated, which is already defined by this, I do feel like I need to define a little more. Let's see. PSP generator here. Let's see. Region is fine. I think. You know what? I'm not going to touch too much. I'm going to see if this can be loaded in general. So on ready right now, I'm just going to have this start and see if it breaks to begin with. Okay, nothing broke. It loaded. It did something. Oh, wait, because I didn't call the gen. We'll say generate. See if this breaks. Nothing broke. Impressed, actually. Okay, it did run and nothing broke. Great. Now that I have the information to generate produces level model, explore level model, and we got to get the regions, but you know, there's only going to be one. Or explore cluster. I think it doesn't like it. Can't be inferred. What is it? POI cluster. So we have explore cluster, and then we want to display this. I think we need, maybe I need a functional separate code from the journey mode. The part that's drawing. So over here, it takes load level here. Maybe this needs to be its own function. I gotta be careful here. I'm gonna copy and paste to see what part of this can be reused. Model. Let's see. I want to see connections. This connection handler. It handles connection. Okay, that's fine. It's always 50-50 for me. So I'm gonna have to explore this a little bit to figure something out. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, so I'll be back. I will mute myself. You don't get to hear me go to the bathroom. Not that you would. Anyways, stick around. I'll be back. I'm back. Devi says, hi, Cooley. I was driving and listening in. Oh, I see. I am a perfect drive and listen channel. No, it isn't. I could be like NPR. Is NPR discontinued now? I forgot. I think there was a big news with NPR. I used to really love listening to NPR, but I don't drive anymore. I don't have any reasons to drive, so you're listening to NPR. Could I be? I don't know. I wanna host a radio show. I don't know what it would be about, but technically, I guess this is kind of a radio show, except it's more academical. Cooley says, hats off to you for not texting and driving. I don't know. I feel like it's easy not to do nowadays. You know, now that we're adults and have self-control and patience. Right? No text and driving, everyone. All right, so we got the cluster. We're going to get region by name. Current region, we don't need this. I'm going to have this pass the cluster instead. So it'll be regions front, like so. We don't need to generate the legend here at all. We're creating a new connection model on start. Cooley says, I have no patience, but I respect the fact that I'm driving thousands of pounds of metal around. Yeah. I mean, not all of us have, I don't know. The true, isn't it about like how you view the true danger, like how you measure the level of danger of the performance that you're doing? You feel like you're in control. Because people wouldn't do it when they feel like they're not in control. People only do it because they feel like they're. I mean, I think it's the same thing with drunk driving, right? People wouldn't drunk drive if they thought they couldn't do it, but for some reason, Debbie says, carry precious cargo, X2, myself and baby. That's right. Gotta be careful with precious cargo out here. All right. Okay. Map node helper. I'm going to inject that. I don't remember if I need to instantiate this separately. I do think that I don't need to create a new one. So I'll just go boop. New or something like that. I think I should be able to do that. Map node helper. Yeah, it's already instantiated. It's just static class. Regular function. All right, cool. So creating a map node. We created a new one. Technically, some people might argue like you only really need one instance of this. Like there's no reason for you to have multiple instances of this map node helper. So instead of doing .new, people might be like get instance. So that's like some variation of, you know, static class slash I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. This is for controlling number of instances you create for helper functions that you don't really need a lot of. Static variable instance would be like map node helper. And this like if this is empty, return instance. It's like that. Something like this. Or hold on. Like that. And then anytime I'm accessing this, I do this. Helper, get instance. Something like that. There's a problem with this approach, especially if you are potentially utilizing this instance from multiple places. If the instance actually have some time sensitive, execution sensitive, like, what do you call? information, then you run the risk of... Wait, did I just do that? I don't know where I made that change just now. I just did this wrong. On the wrong spot. A mute being having a little rice condition, but I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Let's see where this is getting instantiated. Devi says, no! Terabyte says, Ezra, do you watch Formula One? I don't. I never got into racing. I don't know. It's something about it just doesn't excite me. Also, I'm very bad at racing games as well. So maybe that's why that I just can't connect with it. It never got me excited. Devi says, legit just watched this woman drive by me on her phone. Oof. Well, that's no good. You know, putting everybody else at risk as well, not just themselves. Kent Breck says, hey, yo. Hi, Kent. How are you doing? I am all for that excitement, it seems. Cooley says, thankfully, I was fine, but man, it still makes me mad. Oh, Cooley says, I hate drunk drivers. Lost my first car to an idiot. Oh, my gosh. Drunk drivers is a problem. I lost a friend to a drunk driver before. A lot of people, I know a lot of people who's lost close relative to drunk driving. Not them, but like other people. It's always a problem. Not good. Don't do it. Quiz says, thankfully I was fine, but man, it still makes me mad. Yeah, it is anger inducing. It shouldn't happen. If it's one of those things that's like easily avoidable. Like I get like freak accidents, like attention awareness, blah blah blah, but if people are going out of their way to put themselves and other people at risk knowingly, that just feels wrong. But yeah. Anyways, here we are. Okay, map node position has already been placed by this generator. We're connecting. Okay, so we got the on POI. On POI! We got the POI. That's kind of funny. We're calling this POI, point of interest. I wonder where I picked up that term. I don't think I need a overall POI collector, do I? Explore nodes, array of net nodes. Explore nodes here. I added it as part of the children here. Connections are being created by the generation logic. Connection is being created here. Great. Part of the loading, I think, is also making the dash line 2D here. So I'm going to create that as well. Usa. Hey, Usa. Hey, I saw that you followed me 2 days ago. It's the last follow notification on my dashboard, so I see that. Hello. Thanks for the follow. While I recognize your name, I'll say thanks and hi. We're doing well. We're doing what we can to create our little game. We're modifying our existing game jam submission into a payable, fun game, not just to scam people out of money, I guess. Unlike the AI corporate world, I am not here to just scam people out of their money. Debbie says, welcome to the family. Indeed, welcome to the family. A family of good vibe and chillness. You know, a distant relative here. Okay, so we just created, I'm going to create the dash line here. I got to figure out actually how this works. Okay, I just need to provide the points and then it just works. Great. So what I'm going to do, anytime we're creating a new one, we're going to get instantiate. And then I might have to fix this later so that all the lines are in the same collection as opposed to, I guess I should. Let me do this. Here, I'm going to say node, and then this will be the line container. And then we're going to have a line container here. We're going to say, boop, our dash line will be line 2D. And we're going to put that into a line container as we create them. Of course, at point, we're going to do point dash line at point B position. There you go. Line gets edit, child gets edit, blah, blah, blah. So on generate, this should at least draw something. Devi says, we're just a very bunch of folks. 17K as 70K. Wait, I don't even remember what the... Oh, 20K. You're almost there. That's like one stream away, isn't it? The context here for those of us who's confused is that I do have a 20,000 channel point redemption where people can make me sing and play guitar on live. It's always confusing because not everybody's here to hear me sing, obviously. Nobody is. So it's like, well, I'm risking losing people here. But you know how it goes. Weird. Okay, hold on. It's can't do this because this is not static, I think. I'm trying to think. Hold on. I didn't see the error message here. Devi says, I have no idea, lol. OG songs, son. Whoop. I don't have any OG songs. Well, I do have old OG songs, but I mean, I think most people have heard it. So I need to create a new OG song. Something simple and catchy, maybe. Or it says instantiate in base nil. Type is, oh. I mean, I thought I added it, but it seems like it's not well defined here. Let me see what's on the type to node mapping here. To node mapping. I mean, it seems like 10, 13, 11. Huh. 12 is missing. Let's see. Yeah, 12 is missing. What the heck? What is 12? Map node, PY type, provision health. I mean, this seems like it's... I thought I did these. Health node. Provision node. Oh. There you go. Whoopsies. Okay. So now it should work. Oh, another error. Okay, it says invalid access to property or key region on base O. This is for map node instantiation. Oh, right. Because it doesn't follow the rule. Okay, so I'm going to have to create a new sprite mapping for explore mode. So we have a POI atlas. Defi says, I have no idea, lol. Yeah. Turbo says, I'm going off for a sec. Yeah, no problem. I'll see you around. Cake Hug, sorry. Sorry I missed all the YouTube chat. Cake Hug, thanks. Hi. Thanks for the hi. Oh My Giggle says, I'm down for the serenade, lol. Oh, are you? It seems like a lot of people are down for the serenade, but you know. Oh. Sorry, just answering text messages. It's hard to think about all the words at the same time while typing. Okay, so we were, what was I? I was looking for my POI atlas, so we got to change that. So on POI atlas, which is under graph map, nodes, this one, I want to create a new atlas that's still 32 by 32. And then the same style, except for the exploration mode. I think we're using fantasy. No, we're using sunlit, I think, palette. Yeah, we are. Okay, so I'm going to use the sunlit palette so we stay consistent. Devi says, oh, got to drive home. Leon's done grocery shopping. Back to listening mode. Okay. All right. Have fun listening. Terabyte says, oh, no, I read about that. Sorry, guys. I get confused sometimes. I look up and I'm like, oh, is that the same thing that somebody just wrote? All right. I'm going to have a color reference to the icons because I don't actually remember what the colors of these nodes are. Stat icon. Ah, there it is. So we'll do... Ooh, you know what? How about we have different type of provision? So we can have... All right, I got an idea. So I'm gonna create some things like this. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is like a little ham hock, right? Type of situation. This is like a big meal. We're working with limited palette here, so forgive me if it looks a little raw out here. I don't know if the inside of the ham hock should be redder. Ham icon. Yeah, it is. I'm taking this as like a reference. Inside is a little bit redder. There's a bone. Outside is a little brown because it's cooked. So it's probably something like this. Yeah. And then we'll trust the process. I know what I'm doing, guys. I know it looks kind of weird and sickening, but it'll look better, I promise. Let's see. I'm looking at this, by the way, here to make sure that the shapes are rather acceptable. I think we can maybe... Is there a darker color? No, these are similar colors. I don't know if there should be a hard line or not. Maybe a little bit rounder so that the icon stands out better. Hello, Becca, or Baka Designs. Sorry, I just called you Becca. That was very, very white of me. Anyways. Cap. I think something like that. And then I'm going to carve this out a little more. Boom. Boom. Okay. The backside, we're going to make the backside a little bit juicier. All right, we'll put a little bit more shading in here. Like so. Yeah, that's okay. You heard it here first. We need the backside juicier. You heard me. Okay, so that's that. Little bone out here. That's good. We're going to probably move this in a little bit more. So that it's like feels a little bit more centered here. It's just an icon, so I don't have to really get the shading too on point, I don't think. As long as rally the message, I think we're fine here. The outside is the confusing part. I do want to give a little bit of a spots here and there. Not sure what would be the appropriate color. I want to keep this kind of orange. So maybe we'll, let's see, maybe we can do this. Yeah, I think that will work better. Then just do little spots. Like so. Little spots. And then get this to brighten up. I think where is the brighter part? Maybe this will work. No, that's too bright. Got to be careful with these coloring a little bit. Don't want it to be too shiny. Potentially. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. It really depends on what we're seeing here. Try not to go too crazy on this. And then we'll mix in some spots. Mix in some spots. Like that. A little bit of texture. I don't know if the inside needs a little bit of lines. No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna keep it just simple here. Maybe I'll give it a little I don't know. I don't like it. I'll keep it as is. Yeah. Maybe I can go darker here. Maybe even darker. It's the same thing. Yeah, like so. Okay. Good enough. This is not the best, but it is something. Let's say this is like 3 per vision or 2 per vision. Yeah. I wonder if every node should have something. I feel like there should be some nodes that don't have anything, I guess. So basically, we'll have one that's, what is this one? Like that. That. We'll call this under Explore mode, Explore nodes. Explore node Atlas. And then we'll make a small package now. Small provision. I don't know. I don't know what the small provision would be. Danimal says, looks good to me, lol. Thanks. Ads starting here in a bit in Twitch, so I might as well start on YouTube as well. I'll be back. All right. I mean, this definitely seems like it's like a big meat. I don't know what the small meat would look like. I figured that out. Maybe I'll I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna put a little bit of, because I think that something vibrant needs to be in here to make it look a little bit more organic, even though it looks sickly. Daniel says maybe like a D slab of meat. What? What are we talking about? What? Slab of meat? A D? What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Sorry, not a day. Oh, you mean like just like a slice? Daniel says, "Oh my god, mobile autocorrect law." Cole's like laughing. Yeah, like what are we talking about? Maybe berries. I think berries would be probably a good one. How about something that looks something like that? I mean, like a berry that's like not specific, non-descriptive berry-like things. Of course. I'm just gonna make a little bundle here, little silhouette bundle with the little greens coming out on top, right? Devil says, "Not like this phone, haha." Yeah. Cat. So we'll make this bundle of berries. Let's make it so that it contrasts. We'll keep it in the blue space. I mean, I feel like we need to keep it in the red space. Or this like orangey space, because I want to keep consistent. All the edibles are basically like similar color scheme. You know, it's just a little artistic decision, but I think it'll help, especially if I'm making it a little bit more like faster or real time type of situation. Then I do think there's a benefit to keeping the visual information tight. Yeah. So we'll do something like that. I'm looking over here as once again, making sure that the overlaps look good. And then we'll probably clean some of these things up. Something like that. Then it'll be like that. I'm just getting the shape down. So if you're worried about how jagged these things look, don't worry. It's coming along. It's going to be fixed. And some of the dark lines that are being used within the image itself will be fixed as well. Okay, that's good. And then we'll have some green line here. And then we'll fix the shape. Nightpath says he's got the meets to the turn of "we got the beat." Wait, hold on. Is that a lyric? Is that some sort of lyric from some song that I'm not understanding? It seems like I have to read it like "he's got the meets to turn of "we got the beats." I have no idea what you're saying, but great. It sounds cool to say. Sorry, Nightbat. I want to appreciate your comment, but unfortunately, my ability is not allowing me to. My lyrical sensibility is whack, too whack to understand your art. So let's see. This one, I think we can go deep like that. So I'm gonna replace some of these colors real quick. And we'll come back to it to smooth out some of the transition even more so. This doesn't look too crazy. Some of these things need to have better collections. Halfway, little circular highlights. Might need to change it so that the highlight color is something else. We'll figure it out. I need to make the shape a little bit tighter, I think. Uh-huh. Yep. A little bit rounder. Looking at it very carefully, 1 pixel at a time. I might have to actually get out of the palette a little bit. I might have to deviate a little bit to make sure this reads better. But I think we're getting there. Denimal says, "Not. I notice you always do the silhouette first. Is that how you always do your pixel art? Like do the shadow first, then build in the color? I mean, it's easier for me to, because yes. I mean, because it's hard to imagine straight up. Like I don't have a picture in my head immediately. Like the outside lines of what this pixel art would look like. Doing the silhouette first, if I do the silhouette or if I do the outline and then all of a sudden, like, there's a moment where you're like, oh, suddenly I see the image inside. You know that SpongeBob episode? I don't know if you guys remember when SpongeBob is learning how to sculpt. I don't know if this reference is lost, where they're talking about like seeing the figure inside of the marble. It's kind of like that. It's like you can't see that. I mean, you can't just see the image, what the marble will become or what the canvas will become. I mean, some people are really good at visual imagination that they can. I can't. So I'm basically doing everything in big chunk in order for me to see the image inside of the canvas. And silhouetting helps me because, you know, it's like a Rorschach's test, right? You go like this and you go, okay, well, like, does this look like anything? And people have different ideas. And I'm going to be like, oh, suddenly I see a pineapple in here. And be like, oh, I can see a pineapple. And then now I make this a reality. Like whatever I see in my head there now, I try to add in the details so that it's now fulfilled. You know, that kind of stuff. So yes, long way to say the answer yes of like, yeah, I like doing silhouette first. And it has always helped me. I don't know if I can do it any other way. And then this is something that I still struggle with that I try to do, make sure I get is being very limited in details. How little of an information can you describe in order to invoke the idea of an image? So right now I could have just drawn the whole circle, but instead I'm just drawing the light parts only. I'm telling myself, can I see the berry in here? You can. Now I can go deeper and be like, okay, well, can I draw the boundaries, like a deeper shadow to give a little bit more meaning into this as well? Will that help? Will that hurt? You know, all that kind of stuff. I'm almost tempted to make the brightest part different color and make this like orange part the mid-tone color. But you know, that's where we are. Nightbat says that was such a close rendition of the beat for not knowing what it was. Is it actually a reference to some sort of things? I mean, how else can you read it? He's got the meats. He's got the meats. You have to read it like he's got the meats to determine if we got the beat. I mean, like, it just makes sense. That's how you would enunciate it, I think. I think it's just the beauty of the whoever wrote that lyric wrote it right. Nightbat said, or Corey says, thanks for not making this members only. It seems everyone is doing members only streams these days. Oh, I don't think I have enough audience to make anything members only. I do make my old stream VODs members only just because it's like, well, members are supporting me and there's like really no benefit other than like maybe sometimes you get like early access to some of the videos if I can get ahead of things. And, you know, I'm like, well, nobody really, if they're watching my recent video and they're like, I want to watch old videos, then it's like, well, like, oh, here it is. Members only option. Yeah. You're welcome. You know, maybe that's all I should have said. You're welcome. Of course. I actually didn't know people are doing a lot of that. You know, obviously, if I could help it, I would love to, you know, use strategies to make membership feel more attractive. But, you know, speaking of, though, I do feel like I should do members only at some point. I feel. Don't you think so? I feel like I should. Not to punish those people who are not members, obviously. But, like, you know, to make the members feel a little bit special. Yeah, no problem on that. All right. I don't mind the shadow color. I just want the berries to feel shinier. I mean, there's an opportunity. I could always like bring this up like that. Is this? Yeah. And then I can unify it so that the shines come here like that. This dark color is where I have the problem, honestly. I don't feel good about the darker colors. This is where I'm like, I feel like... Hold on, let me see. I think I'm just gonna go off script here, meaning I'm gonna go off the palette and just do this. Yeah, that's a little better. And then I can do one more deeper layer, maybe. Like, bring it in. Bring the boundaries. Like so. That's a little better, right? I gotta be careful with the getting obsessed with the detailing, though, because it's a short road between. Okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of highlights here. I'm gonna keep most of the lighting over here. Maybe even get this part a little bit shadowy to say most of the light is over here. and do a little cutoff like so. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Demo says, makes sense to me. Like when I model, I sculpt the shapes first. Then you go in with the small brushes for the details. So similar workflow. Yeah. I mean, some people are just like absolutely amazing where they just immediately see the image and they're able to do them. I do think that there is something to be said about practicing a lot. If you've done it long enough, then it just happens, I think, for some people. I'm not there, obviously. Okay. Good enough? It kind of reminds me of that one berry from Pokemon. I think there's like a berry item in Pokemon that this reminds me of a little bit. Corey says, I still appreciate it nonetheless, and you deserve the audience. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, it makes me happy to hear that. You know, I'm doing what I can. Let's see. All right. So we got small provision, big provision. And I could even go crazier and put one more. Is this too much of a stylistic? I do feel like it's like such a stylistic deviation from what I've done so far for the rest of the icon, because we have this. we have from this. We have this thing. Ah, shoot. I think I messed up. I got too enthusiastic. We went from this as a note to this. It's either I have to now go back and update this to look more like this, or change this to look more like this. I'm going to have to figure this out. I mean, I'm sure this will attract more audience. You know? There's a bit of a problem. We'll see. The berries are coming to life here with that highlight. Right? Nepet says, I looked away for 2 minutes and then there was an awesome berry. Oh, thanks. This is the nature of pixel art, I think. Like, just difference between minute and two. Okay, so we got provisions. Weird. Okay, some scam messages. Man, I gotta admit, guys, I'm feeling a little bit annoyed by the stylistic differences that I didn't consider. We'll see. Nipet says, I suggest waiting until you've done more icons before you go back and fix any. Let the art style really settle in your heart before more edits. Yeah, for sure. I do think that I do want to go more to this. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I was like moving over to that side on the region art. So if we're looking at our region, where is it? Like, for example, like my desert, my grassland, like it's still simple, but it has a very clear shadow and light definition. It's meant to be 3D. It's less meant to be icon, but more like 3D looking. So it seems like I am going that way, and also because I'm trying to invoke that feeling of like fantasy journey. So I think it makes sense. So I'll keep going. All right, heart. I think for health, small health and big health, right? And then obviously there needs to be hazards. So we'll draw some of those. These are clear provisions, clear health bonuses. I'll create a little health pod, I guess. Something like that. Oh, I know. I'm going to make a potion bottle, a small and big one. I think the potion bottles tend to look something like that, right? So you have like a small one that kind of looks like this. Should it be upright? Nah, I think we're keeping up with the style of this like slanted diagonal shape. So we're okay with that. So if this, something like that. We have a little bit like more like a test tube looking one. And then if I don't like doing anti-aliasing as much in my pixel art, I don't know if you notice. It gets a little tricky when we get to these like angled art. Okay, so we have the, I'm going to say this is the small one. That's a problem. Do I use the same red that I've been using? I guess. So we could say like that. Like that. The surface tends to be a little bit brighter. So I think we can make it a little wavy, I think. And then we'll fill the rest up with a little bit more. I don't want to keep, I don't want to make it transparent, I think. I want to fill it in. So let's say we have something like that. And then probably shape this out. Little cork at the top. Something like this. Okay. Then we'll outline that real quick. And so we'll have really dark. The real disadvantage is that I'm red-green colorblind, so some of these colors are probably wacky as heck. But you know, if it makes sense to me, I think it makes sense to some people. So as long as it makes sense to some people, I think we're okay here. All right. And then I'm going to make this like this thing. The shadow area. Shadow in the glass, but the color itself is just muted. So we're going to transfer this over to this color. And then we'll use this as the muted color. Like that. And then this one, I think we can just go like that. And we can put a little glint. Making sure the bottom part doesn't catch it. Like that. Then we'll have this kind of like climb up a little bit in angle to show that bottle angle. The edges of the glass like to catch the light across the edge. So I'll do that. And then little collection here as well. With the edge catching the light here as well. Gonna make sure Might bring this part down a little bit so that it looks like it's blending into the background color a little bit. Yeah. Maybe I'll get rid of these, like, I'll simplify this color a little more. And this can go deeper. Yeah. So I think that looks a little bottly. Okay. I think that's good enough. Looks good enough, right? I think so. Uh-huh. I might even bring this down to be a little bit more desaturated color if I can. Yeah, I'll keep it that way. So, okay. Small health. I think we're doing okay here. Okay. Small health. I think I'm going to keep the health bonuses actually pretty small. Yeah. And then we should probably have some hazards. For now, it makes no sense that there would be like a pit of spikes. But I don't know how else to describe a walking hazard that you would lose health over. Right? Something like that. And I suppose this could be made of like wooden material. So I'm gonna try to keep away from this color scheme for the environmental structures. So this will be more, let's keep it on the desaturated area. There's only so much space to describe this with, so we're gonna have to just kind of live with some of these like non-descriptive shapes. Yeah, whatever. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy says, yo, yo. Hey. Oops. Good enough. I'm going to call this spike. I suppose outline color can be different for hazards. How about that? We could, I mean, I could manually color this. So we'll do hazards, bonuses. Yeah. Let's start with this. I'll do this one. Explore node, Atlas. And then we're going back to the game here. We got the explore nodes. We'll create a few more. So first of all, map nodes. We'll create inherit a scene. We'll see big provision. Where is it? Explore mode, nodes. Call this big provision. We'll make another one. Spike, which is hazard. Spike. And go over there. Big provision. Probably name this. It's a provision type. Texture is Atlas. Explore node here, 30 by 32. Good. That's a big provision. Spike will be Atlas 30 by 32 of explore node. I think it was 32 times 2. No, one more. The spike here, which I need to create new map node type. Go. This one's going to be, was it berry? Ham. I guess we should just call it a small provision, big provision, health potion, and then spike. So spike will be this. This one is anywhere between 3 to 1. Or let's do 2 to 1. That's a spike. Big provision will be anywhere between 2. I think it'll be solidly 2. Then health node. Take Alice here. Explore node 32 by 32. 32 times 2. This one will be 1 health. Health potion here. And then regular small provision will be small. Gives 1. And we'll do icon texture of that. There you go. I think we're okay here. And this was 1 to 1. Cool, 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 cool. So on the explore mode for generation logic, I'm going to add a few more here. Probably should, you know what, I'm going to create a, yeah, we already have big and small. Okay, cool. So the explore, we'll give, I'm going to have to reload this. Small provision 40% of the time. No, how about 20%? Big provision 5%. And then health potion 5%. How about we do 30, 10, 5, 45. We're going to do spike. Be 10%. We got 25. Oh, well, actually, maybe 30% as well. Yeah, let's do 15% here. And then the rest, I think I'm going to add one more type here, which is empty node for now. And then I'll mess with this a little bit. Empty. Call this empty. And I think the empty icon will just be like just a dot, a little circle. Hopefully. Let's see. I want it to be a little bit bigger, actually. There you go. Then this will just be a default outline like so. Let's see how that looks and feels. Create a empty one. Node inherited scene. Empty. Here, empty. No bonuses, just empty. Icon texture is just Atlas. Explore. 32 by 32, and then 32 times 4. There you go. All right. So we have that. On the Explore, we're going to add one more provision down there. Call it... Oh, got to reload this again. Call this empty, and empty will be the rest. 15%, 5%, so 20, 30, 45. Empty is 55 then. More than half is empty. Cool. Explore mode takes that and creates that. Let's check the generation logic. It might still break. Okay. Ah, right. I didn't populate this. Oh, hold on. I'll be back. All right, I'll be back, guys. Just give me a sec. All right, sorry. My food delivery was here, so I had to go down and pick it up. It's okay. I know everybody's just chilling anyways. All right. Just going to make sure we got the health potion, berry, big provision, which is big provision, and then empty. Empty. I think that's everything that needs to be there. Let's see. Type 15. Oh, I guess I didn't really. Oh, spike. Forgot about the spike. And then the spike here. Let's see if that's not going to work. All right. We got to the next part. Cannot resolve class map node class. Map node helper. Wait, it does exist. That. Expected end of statement after variable. Parser error. I mean, this one already. Oh, is this not it? Map node helper. Oh. There you go. Tabbing error. Oh. Okay. Lines are there. My nodes are not appearing, so let me go take a look. It seems like some sort of generation is still working though. It did add child, so I'm not really sure what's not happening here. Cluster info POI is POI for each of the POI I'm creating. Adding the child to it. Let me run it again and see remote version of this. Okay, so remote version. There seems to be, yeah, there are some stuff here with the appropriate icon. I wonder why it's not visual. The icon is visible as well. Is it because of modulate? Light mask? I mean, I see it as is right now. Does it require modulate here? Hey, Pendragon. Welcome. Hi, we're just chilling out here, making our games. Most people are just kind of lurking out here. I am working on my stuff. Okay, so, I mean, I clearly see that there are nodes here, but then the nodes are not appearing visibly. And I have to wonder what the issue is here, because texture is clearly there. So why is it not being... Cooley says, I'm co-working, yeah. Pedro says, finally able to get on alive. Hi. Yeah. Where have you been missing a lot? I'm sorry. I know my hours can be a little awkward for depending on where you are at. But, well, welcome to the live. All right. Why? Okay, let's think about why the nodes are not visible. Only thing I can think of is this like icons light mask situation. That doesn't make sense. Is it because the clip and draw? Like it's all located in the right spot, it seems. 32 by 64. These lines are in the right spot. Does a position 0, 0. Point A and B like that. Oh, I can see that highlighted. Can I do it this way? Can I pop this in? Is this something I can do? How do I... How do I make it so that it plays it in the game mode? Go in, please. Whatever. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, seems like one of these node has to be... Oh, there it is. So it's not visible. I mean, it's visible here, but icon texture. Oh, yeah, there, like that. I mean, it seems like the presence is there, but it's not drawing it, which is weird. Corey says, are you on Mac? I've never been able to get it to play in game mode on my Mac. Now I'm on PC, but I never actually even tried to get it to play here, so I don't even know what it takes to do that. I wonder if it's like a project setting debug or something. Run, disable, print, enable alt space menu. Frame rate. Yeah, I don't know. It's also debug mode, so I'm not really sure. I never looked at it, so... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about this right now. It's a little distraction. So... I'm so confused. Because I don't think this has anything to do with that. It's there, it's just not showing up, but it's not invisible. It says it's visible. What is happening? Got the scale, we got the visible. It's nothing to do with that. Huh. Shimmer is nothing. It's the texture effect. So that shouldn't matter. That being invisible shouldn't impact the sprite's visibility. I'm a little bit confuzzled here. Like it's there, but it's not showing up. Why not? Let's see if there's any unresolved error. Nope, no unresolved error. It's all there. The nodes are there. The visibilities are there. If I hover over the icon, you can even see the presence of the icon on the thing itself. So what's the matter? What's the dealio? It's got the area. Isn't that something? That is something. I don't think light mask matters. either. Z index 100. Nope. I mean, it's not hiding behind anything. Shouldn't matter that. Material? There's a material in this? No, I don't think so. Yeah, sure. I'm not sure. I mean, everybody else is in that. Like the line container has all the lines drawn properly. They're in the proper light mask and all that. This is quite the conundrum. All right, so I'm going to do one thing here real quick. As a part of testing, I'm going to try to launch the node itself. See if I can see. Oh yeah, texture's not there, even for the nodes. Hello? Wait, why? Yes, I know why. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's why. So I had a logic where in the original atlas, it replaces the texture with the question mark at region if it is not revealed yet. Now, for this game mode, it's all revealed by default. So I need to make sure this happens. That's why. It was being replaced to a question mark version of the texture, I think. Just gonna make sure I do it after adding to the child. I might have to turn off the light though, so that it doesn't do the point light 2D thing. Yeah, still thinks it's null. I'll put this over here. There you go. Okay. Cool. Why is the line container in front of the nodes? That's another question. Because the line itself, I think I made it visibility ordering 0 here. Let's see. Yeah, Z index is 0. This should be in front. So why is it? Z index 0 at a relative. This one is 0. I don't know. Why is it behind? Even though in the order it's in front of it. It's like right down here. What happens if I... Huh, strange. What if I just set that to -1 in the Z order? It's a little janky here, but I want to see if I can fix this real quick. Okay, that's a little better. It shows what bonuses it'll be. I gotta make sure that the The materials are unique. Wait, what? Oh yeah, the texture needs to be local to scene. We're going to make the texture local to scene, not the material. I'm going to make sure each one of them. Open these so that they don't. A little silly that I have to do this manually, but we do what we can, don't we? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure I didn't miss any chat here. Boom. Let's restart. Generate it. Hover is individual. 6666. Too far apart. I want it to be closer to each other for this mode. So I'm going to change the generation logic here for the graph generator. I want to be able to provide the margin, which we'll do export variable. Change that to region size and var minimum map node area, which is the margin. Update that like so. So this will be used, region size, and then that. That means over here I can specify the size. Let's make the minimum to be like 64 by 64. Actually, we'll do 128 by 128, and we want to fill up, since there's 20, maybe 5 by 5 grid, like so. And then that should make it a tighter generation. Yep, much tighter generation. This feels a little bit better. I mean, this, though, everything is connected in this case, so we got to make sure that the cycle back is reduced. Or we do POI amount like 20. It doesn't feel as crazy. Okay. Cool. Generate. Region is here. We do triangulation. Min heap. Cycle edge count this one. Instead of 10, we'll say cycle count, which gets added as part of the export variable. We'll change that to like 3 maybe. Oh, what the heck? It's not doing the minimum spending thing, or at least it's showing every single line instead of just the one that should be showing. So let's see. Graph generator, cycle, count, add back count. Let's take a look at this. Resulting connections. Adding the edges back in. Unselected edges, adding edges. Oh. We gotta only do selected edges. That's why. Selected edge. Value. Like so. There you go. That's a little better. And then we'll add back like 5, I guess. Is that too much? 5 is a lot. Okay, a little bit better. Distribution is a little funky here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 here. Might be because the space is a little too tight. So I'll change this logic so that it's like half of that. Okay, a little more. 32 by 32. I'll make this space a little bit bigger here. Okay, this is a little bit better. We got normal, we got some generation. Now let's just zoom in so we can't really see it. Cycle count, we added 2 cycle back. Can't believe that it's only 2 cycle. That seems like a lie. Huh, I guess it is. Okay, apparently the cycle back count logic is a little wrong, I think. I'm going to come over here and test this out real quick. 1. Oh. I never count up. That makes sense. Still wrong. Right. So we got 1 here. Adding edge. Oh, wait. What the heck? I meant this needs to be subtracted by 1. There you go. That should do it. Yes. Okay, now it's actually working. So I want to add back about 5. Hey, username Stein says, long time no say. You know what? I saw your comment and I didn't answer you because I was like, who is this? Look, maybe I do remember you, maybe I don't. Maybe you were going by different portrait picture. But hi, long time no see. Do jog my memory. All right, seems like this is working pretty well though. My generation logic looks pretty good. At 10 cycles back in, that feels pretty good, yeah? This looks like it's something that's like meaningful to explore. Maybe I'll add like 12 edges back. I don't want it to be too populated. Back in the good old days. How good old days are we talking about? Like within past 3 years good old days? Are we talking about like before I did the game development? Or are you talking about you're from my old life? Like you're from my personal relationship? Okay, this looks good. I think I want to make it so that the big provision, I feel like the big provision is a little too much. I'm going to say at most 5, at most 2. And then health, I think I can drop at most 5. And then spike at minimum 5. And then empty spots. Let's see how that works. Get a little more spikes out here. A little less provision out here. Cool. I think generation is looking kind of nice. I definitely need to make an exit. Or should I make it exit, or it should be timed, I guess. Maybe there's 2 modes. There's a timed mode where you are automatically done with the exploration after a certain number or a certain amount of seconds. And then there's the infinite mode where you can exit the search by getting to the exit. Because as long as you're not getting to the exit, the enemy will follow. I think that's a good spot. I think this is good. This could be fun. This one is a little tricky, huh? This is a little mean. This one is like you're guaranteed to be hurt. You have to go through hurt, which is a little rough. I think we'll reduce the spike amount to 3 here. And maybe instead of 20, we'll do 15. There you go. Yeah, a little better. Let's cycle back 14. So there are more options. Cool. All right, everyone. I think this is good. We got good amount of work done here. We did a generation logic for the Explore mode. We added some new icons. Next thing I need to do is make sure those things work. And then people are able to just kind of explore as a game mode to survive and whatnot and chase. So that's going to be on my next agenda. I do need to get going. I notice I've only been here for like 2 hours, but you know, it is what it is. Let's raid out on Twitch. Once again, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. So if you are not familiar with that, do join. Join our Discord. Cooley says bye. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for watching, everyone. I guess we haven't been to White Vault in a while. Hey, Mo is here too. I do like Mo's stream. Fyra, I think we rated Fyra Big Boy the other day. Peppy Dom. I think Baby Dom. I think we got rated by Baby Dom the other day too. I do feel like the White Vault has been a while, and they're doing pixel art, so it seems like a good place to go. Let's go there. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you Friday. Unless things change, of course, but we'll see. I don't think so. All right. Bye. And then, as usual, as soon as this lands, we'll end the YouTube stream as well.
Great for them, eh?
All right.